So we talked about the importance of not using the same strategy for all states. So every state is different. And the way that I always describe the US is one of the things that you can't really overestimate is the amount of difference from a cultural perspective. So yes, every state has a tax difference. Every state has legal differences, but actually every state has cultural differences, or specifically regional. And so you'll find that your message has to be tailored. And this is something that I know that you'll talk about as well too, to specific regions. So the way that they do business in New York is very different to how business is done in Texas and in Florida and in other regions of the US. And actually, not only are you having to adapt your UK style of doing business to the American way of doing business, you're then having to understand how Texans like to do business, which might be a little bit more relationship. They want to kind of get to know you, see the whites of your eyes, understand you're a trustworthy type of individual versus.
Well, that's why I asked about the boots on the ground, right? Because that's the easiest way to get that relationship if you're targeting, example, the Texas region, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And so that's something that where we talk about, if you are based over there, you will see people are more willing to go for meetings than they are in the UK, high ranking executives, and because they see the value, because of what we've just shared on the last slide, they see the value in what you provide to them. So it's much more of a relationship driven approach as well, rather than a bit of a necessary evil, I say, which I know that sometimes recruitment can be seen in the UK. And a lot of those points, not spreading yourself too thin, so not going, over too many markets. I'm not going to do the East Coast. I'm not going to try and take on, too many states at once, because of all those nuances as well. You see, from the last slide, don't take a UK pricing over to the US with you as well. You want to make sure you understand your worth in that market, and so understanding actually that that some people feel almost a bit cheeky sometimes, kind of saying those are our rates, but that's the going rate for your service over there. So understanding your value, but also understanding how to justify that, and actually understanding what is valuable to a US client because of what we've just said, because of how different the culture is. Your proposition has to be different,